generating content. Now, my question is, AI-powered content is leading with falsehood, which in turn breeds misinformation, and the like. Now, I'd like the resource person to kindly shed light on available resources for fact-checking and verification mechanisms to confirm and ascertain the veracity and accuracy of information generated by AI. Thank you.
All right, thank you. Take the next question. The guy is at the back there. I can see him. Just your name. If he has asked your question, just pass. No comments. Please ask your question. Okay, please take this microphone to him.
Thank you. My name is Tawhid Ali. My question is also around AI. I want to ask the facilitator to please help us shed light for those who want to transition into using AI better in our PR practices. What are the best practices this step? If you want to do this, these are the things to do, particularly to ensure that content that goes out are more in tune with human relations, because we understand that AI can be more of rigid in terms of content. So what are the best practices to adopt? Thank you very much.
Okay. Dr. Ibieto, they have asked their questions. Please come forward. Please, in 5 minutes, less than 3 minutes. The first question has to do with fact-checking tools on AI. Okay. You should provide options for them. You heard the second speaker. So, hello, can you repeat the second question again?
Please excuse me.
Okay. There is no.
Okay.
We need.
So, sir, the second question is the best practices to ensure that we have excellence in the use of AI. Best practices to adopt for those of us that want to use it.
Thank you so much. I'm wondering if we can actually speak to best practice when it comes to use of AI. But let me start responding from that second question. The basic things that you need to do is to have knowledge. You must familiarize yourself with knowledge.
Well, I come from Abuja, and where I come from, that's the best I could do. Our very distinguished chairman and President, I have the permission of Mr. President to announce to this very distinguished house that the Nigerian Institute of Public Relations, NIPR, has a tradition of keeping to time. But this morning we had some showers, and as such, we also have some delays. And the President wants me to let everyone know that this nation is keeping to time. But for hospitality's sake, because we are in a land of hospitality, Akwa Ibom State, we will. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. That's the part I love, the yeah. You know, it gives you a feel like you are taking a decancon, and don't salivate here, take it easy. Now, this is the man who, as mentioned earlier, we want to welcome everyone, and I want to repeat for those who are just arriving. By the way, we welcome particularly our colleagues who arrived late last night.
Hello? Okay.
Thank you. Can you please give them an ayaya clap? No, that's not ayaya clap. Ayaya clap is like this. Ah, yeah, yeah. Do that. Every time we ask for an ayaya clap, just do ah, yeah, yeah. Can you do that? And real brass band and ayaya clap. Registrar of the Institute. We recognize our elders and very distinguished professionals who will be decorated today. Recognize the keynote speaker. We recognize the distinguished gentlemen of the force, from the police force. And we have here with us the Commissioner of Police.
Introduction. Please start this program now, or I will do the compare myself. Thank you.
The President has spoken. And so we'll move on now to goodwill messages as directed. And to take the first goodwill message, I have the privilege to invite to the microphone the Director General. Round of applause for goodwill message.
The for bringing us to Akwa Ibom, and to say that the effort.
Engineer Abdullahi Aisule stands, shelter
in supporting young people and supporting a sustainable development of the profession. I want to use this medium to also ask every other person in the room, whether you're an individual or you run an organization, please be.
It will interest you to know, for those who don't know, that's a chip of the old block, a result of mentorship, the daughter of our president, Dr. Ike Neliaku, making tomorrow what it should be. Leadership by example, something we should all learn. We now have the privilege to invite Comrade Mohammed.
Good morning, everyone. I bring you greetings from the board, management, and staff of Ibom Air. Special greetings to the President and Chairman of Council, fellow public relations practitioners. It gives us great pleasure to be the vessel for which you all came here today, and I hope it's been a pleasant experience so far. How was the experience with Ibom Air? Beautiful, thank you very much. In a beautiful state of Akwa Ibom, the home of Ibom Air. Thank you very much and welcome. Thank you. Akwa Ibom Ayaya.
Thank you very much, Mrs. Annie Esienete, General Manager, Marketing for Ibom Air. Our next goodwill messenger is from the John of the Joil. That is the son of the soil here in Akwa Ibom State. Please, with a warm...
In Abeokuta, I remember when the president asked, who will take the challenge? Who will take the challenge? The Abeokuta team set a very high challenge. They did an excellent hosting. And therefore, yes, they deserve an applause. And the president, in his usual style of excellence, asked, we cannot go below this. Who will? And Akwa Ibom stepped up to the plate. Because Akwa Ibom is the home of possibilities. Seated here, you are sitting in a place where every place that has a state now should thank us. We started the demand for state creation. Akwa Ibom and the people of Cross River then brought into the political philosophy of this country the demand for a state. We were, His Excellency the Governor of Akwa Ibom, we've been lucky to have successive governors who have had vision driving their mission. And therefore, every single thing we do in this state, there's a reason behind it. So why did we bring you here? Home of the state with the only thriving commercial airline running in Nigeria. The home of the MRO where all planes in this country will be fixed. The future.
Advertising community. I was the past president of the Association of all the advertising.
Kano State. He in the opening ceremony of this occasion because of his respect for the public relation profession. His Excellency has given us all the enabling environment to operate smoothly and happily. And the Kano delegates can attest to that. And I believe all the Kano contingents are logistically supported by the Executive Governor of Kano State. The Chairman, His Excellency has directed me to announce a kind donation of 5 million naira for the organizers of this event, as he usually does every year, starting from last year. And he said he will continue to support the NIPR for the growth and development of this noble profession. Thank you very much.
You need to do Kano Ayaya.
What is Ayaya?
Ayaya is beautiful. So
oh.
Just be calm with it. Just 4 of them were available. Okay. Married to advertising and married to advertising and married to Akon. One of the very close wives of NIPR is of course Akon. And
thank you all for being very good sport. So the next goodwill message is coming from
and professional colleagues. When Mr. President signed the executive
Image House, that is almost 80% done. On that note, I want to thank you so much. Thank you for the opportunity. We'll soon get there. As we have procured our 5th plane, when we cross that, we'll actually think of when we host the NIPR. Thank you so very much. Akwa Ibom, have fun.
Wow. Wow. Hello, everyone. Thank you for a wonderful reception. Thank you for a wonderful reception.
Council members, distinguished with the finest hour of public relations practice in Africa. We are so proud of what the President and the Council are doing to rebrand Nigeria, to
So, Ike, the public relations profession is grateful to you and your team for what you are doing. For me, it is my greatest joy because this is happening when I'm still alive. Haven't worked so hard to reposition this profession, it would have been something sad if I didn't see this happening. So we should say to you, keep up the good work, and congratulations for your election by the Global Alliance in Public Relations, which is the global PR body. You are
Africa now, and I say congratulations to you. For your good work
is speaking all over the place. Other African countries are beginning to emulate.
We'll take the immediate past president.
Oh yeah, thank you.
The new film is at every welcome. Mama welcome. Mama
Mazi Okereke. Mazi Okereke. We are glad to have you here. We are glad to have you here. Representatives of governors, commissioners, IG, elder brother, Mr. John Momo, you're welcome here. Members of council, fellows of the institute, traditional rulers here. I was going to say good morning. It has just clocked 12. I would have loved to stand on everything that NIPR, I concur. About the new NIPR, I concur. Which is not where we were yesterday. When I became president in 2018, we promised that we were going to take NIPR to the next level. We did the best that we could, and I believe we did that. But I am glad, after having taken NIPR to the next level up to 2023, NIPR is now on a higher level. We are grateful to God for that, and we are proud of the work that the current council of the Institute is doing. I want to thank the people and government of Akwa Ibom State. Well, I think the minister and the deputy governor are around. So, sustain? Well, I will try to, but if I fall short, you are going to have to, I will have to take inspiration from you. The people of Akwa Ibom
Cultural dance troupe for such an electrifying performance. Thank you. Thank you. A round of applause for the Akwa Ibom State Council for Arts and Cultural Dance Troupe.
has informed us that in NIPR we want to keep to time as much as possible. So we respect everyone. Please do accept this as protocol. We will now begin.
We're here today, 1 week. Over the next 1 week, you'll be experiencing the conference, which will start today, immediately after the opening ceremony. Yesterday, we had the manifesto night. Yesterday, we integrated with the traditional rulers, and then we went to the students at the University of Uyo, coordinating many others. You will listen to a lot of papers, a lot of presentation, but in the evening, which is the most important, well, let me not say the most important, we have a social activity every evening. This evening, we are going to have a taste of Akwa Ibom, and it will be known as India Abia. India Ibom, I got that right. I'm so sorry. India Ibom, which is a drink and food festival. A big boldly. Thank you very much. God bless you.
Thank you very much. The man popularly called YBO. A special guest of Ghana, the Deputy Governor of Akwa Ibom State, our chief host, the Minister. How do I answer the questions? Can someone tell me? I'll tell you a story while the technical team is putting this together. There was a story that broke one day. It was an annoying story.
He's still writing books. And then Mazi Okereke is 80. First time it came to Africa was in 2007. And it went to South Africa. We fought in Bali, serious fighting led by the Minister of Information to ensure that the next one in 2026 should be to Africa. We won the battle, and we thought the battle was over. We made a pitch with the support of the President of African Public Relations Association for Nigeria. But then our sisters and brothers in South Africa said no, they will host it again. So it became a big issue. And then we submitted our bid. The technical people assessed it, and who are members. So eventually, the president now said, let us circulate the bid documents to all the board members. Let it now be a board decision. Since we have received the committee report and we are not very comfortable with it. So it was circulated. It's only when you come, you will have a Balomo.
So come 2026, Agbalumo for breakfast, Ukwa for dinner.
Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, and tell you my call to public communication. These are areas of work in progress, but the areas where we're beginning to see the positive signs. Nigeria now has a trade surplus and balance of payment. That is huge. Inflation globally is slowing down, which means the tendency for central banks around the world to cut interest rates and therefore Nigeria has increased. Our budget deficit is declining as a percentage of GDP. And we are spending more now on infrastructure. Our tax to GDP ratio, this is very important, has improved from just about 10% in 2023 to more than 13.5% at the end of 2024, an increase of more than 3.5%. This is something that some countries will accomplish in about 10 years. We did it in 1 year. And our debt service to revenue ratio As of 2022, we spent nearly 100%, almost all of the revenue of the federal government, just to service debt. We're not paying back the debt, we're servicing them. As at the end of 2024, that ratio is now under 40%. And that is remarkable. Governments, the federal government has paid down and has stopped using ways and means, which is printing money to spend. That's one of the major reasons for the inflation we are dealing with today. The past administration printed more than 30 trillion naira to spend. Our crude oil production is rising, so also is gas. We have started refining locally. We have positive outlook for Nigeria's rating. They are improving our ratings because they see the outlook is positive. Our capital market is doing well, it can do better, and we are receiving foreign exchange inflows. One thing that is common to all I've said to you is that most of the things I've said are intangible. And you're going to ask me, how does that change the price of bread and gari? But without these intangibles, the tangibles will never happen. So this is healing the nation so that the nation can take care of the people. So we must celebrate the progress we make without being complacent, because we modernize the system. With this little I've just said to you, you would understand why His Excellency in his wisdom said, he's not negotiating whether we need the reforms. He's happy to discuss the content, stadia everywhere, NIPOS has real assets in every local government. How can we get value from those assets? Economic growth and facilitation and competitiveness. How can we remove the fiscal impediments? Why don't we have many Nigerian companies as multinationals? So that when the price of oil goes down, we don't panic because dollars will come from our trade, improve growth, remove fiscal constraints, responsible borrowing, and sustainable spending. And you see some of the other benefits. I won't go through them because of time. There are enormous benefits for every stakeholder, whether you are a large or small business owner, whether you are a household, whether you are rich or poor, whether you are an individual, young or old. And also for government across all levels will benefit. Because the price of diamond crash, that is the cause of delays. So we can't afford to delay anymore. Even fossil today, because the global demand for energy would have increased. This is why I like the strategy of Saudi Arabians. They say
persons is Dr. Oduagobod. But ladies and gentlemen, I have been informed that the video is now ready. The history of NIPR is now ready. So therefore, let me invite you to please kindly watch and listen to this video for the next minutes, couple of minutes. Thank you very much.
From which it derives the power and responsibility to register members, set parameters of knowledge required to qualify to practice. This law empowers anyone to practice or claim to practice public relation by whatever name in Nigeria without first obtaining membership of the institute. At the helm of the institute's affairs is the president, assisted by a vice president. In a 22-member governing council comprising of 17 elected and 5 federal government nominated members every 2 years. The president and vice president are elected from among the 22 members through an electoral college. They preside Dr. Bobo Brown, 2001 to 2005. Professor Ike Nwosu, 2005 to 2009.
Lines in the world, stretching an impressive 129 kilometers.
We'll move on very quickly now to the posthumous awards. I want to invite to the podium. We are, as you heard earlier,
Mr. Bashir Adewale Adeniyi to the podium, the Controller General of Customs.
Thank you very much, particularly for Controller General Adeniyi. He has labored for this. In 2021, he chaired the committee to organize Nigeria Reputation Summit. In 2023, he assumed office as the pioneer chairman that midwifed the formation of Nigeria Reputation Management Group. So he's members of the NIPR and the larger communication family. I extend warm congratulations and best wishes for a successful and fulfilling tenure. Proclaimed this 20th day of May 2025 at Uyo, Akwa Ibom State.
Mr. President, very distinguished audience, while the photograph is ongoing, may I also inform that at the 118th meeting of the Council, they considered and approved the nomination of Dr. John Momoh, OON, FNIPR, as Chairman, Body of Advisors of the Nigerian Reputation Management Group. May I humbly invite...
Let me begin by expressing my profound appreciation to the leadership of the Nigerian Institute of Public Relations for the confidence reposed in me and the confidence reposed by consistency, credibility, and character. As professionals in communication, we must be the vanguard of a new era, one where facts matter, where context is not lost, and where hope is not silenced by cynicism. In this regard, I'd like to make a sincere plea to our fellow Nigerians, both at home and in the diaspora, especially those who may feel disillusioned or disappointed by the state of the nation. When leadership inspires trust, the people follow with pride. The credibility of a nation is only as strong as the credibility of its leaders. But I am confident that the caliber of men and women assembled within this body of advisors, respected patriots, thought leaders, and seasoned communicators, we can shape the conversation around Nigeria, not just as it is, but as it can be. So let me assure you that I will bring to this role my full commitment, and guided by the values of integrity, collaboration, and excellence. Together we will deal and we will design strategies, influence policies, and support the implementation of initiatives. I thought it was only the president who could actually order me, or the deputy governor, or the minister. But my friend is ordering me to ask all members of the board to get up, and I will gladly accept.
NRMG board. Absolutely. Should they just be upstanding or come here? They should. Please.
By the permission of Mr. President, all the members of the NRMG board are here invited to the podium. All members of the NRMG board, some of them council members, others fellows of the institute. These are distinguished Nigerians in their right. A photograph with Mr. President and Vice President and the chairman of the board. Can you confirm, gentlemen, that the arrangement is okay? Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, this way. It's wider this way. It's wider this way. Standing before you for photograph are members of the NRMG. A curve, yes, a curve. Yeah, a curve. A curve. Members of the NRMG standing for photograph. A balance, as you can see. Nigeria represented. Women represented. Men represented. Youth represented. This is a reputation committee par excellence. Give them a round of applause.
4.23 pursuit posthumous award
has produced this journal in honor of him. This journal will be there for people.
Distinguished professional colleagues, in the course of packaging this great event, our colleague that we are celebrating now and giving this
day and such day and such deserves to be honored. I want to, on behalf of the Akwa Ibom State Governor, extend our condolences.
Deputy Governor, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, at this point I have the honor and privilege to welcome to the podium
economy. You saw the slides that was presented, the Rice Park, the International Convention Center coming up, the hotel, and the medical hub. I urge you to find time and visit our Rise Resort, which will easily be the best family-themed resort in the nation once it is commissioned. Our delicacies remain the best in the nation. Ibom Air remains the best airline in the nation. Our state is safe, secure, peaceful. Therefore, the unity and the kindred spirit are being celebrated.
So many flagship projects.
Where you'd have your lunch. We're going to be away for just 45 minutes and then we'll start the session for the day. Please remember, this evening we have India. So if you are not in the hall, MCPD accreditation. So if you are not in the hall, you may not, what do you call it? You may not get the points. You may get MPCD points. So please be careful. Thank you.
Thank you, Chairman, NPR, of who is in and who is not in. Of who is in and who is the state we are partnering with. This whole process began with efforts first from the chapter after they heard of our intention as a council. They took it up and they were responsible for getting the governor to invite us to engage. And so we want you to join us in commending the chairman, Nasarawa chapter, and his team by just giving them a round of applause. Comptroller Joseph Atta, thank you very much. When they engaged the governor and he invited the president and chairman of council to lead a team to engage with the state, it became the responsibility of Director General Strategic Communication to the governor to facilitate our engagement. I will speak about the university, but I want to give the Director General it appears
experience.
But this one, they've said they are going to work with us. The interesting part of it is that the man who is chairing the education board of Global Alliance is a Nigerian, a fellow of the institute, and a member of the project
of Health. Our office leads on the ongoing all sorts. Healthcare is on a residual list. The meaning is the federal government cannot by itself determine the healthcare that we will receive. For God's sake, if there's an emergency here, for instance, the federal government of Nigeria does not control what you will receive here. It is the function of the state and particularly the local government. But how then do we, if you look at the business of perception, people outside Nigeria, they don't measure health based on what is happening in the corner of the country. They will just say the maternal mortality of Nigeria is over 500 women per 100,000 dying in Nigeria. So because of that, the minister, the president, the minister, and all the governors across Nigeria signed a compact in December 2023. That compact allowed the country as a whole to now have a focused direction in terms of health sector reforms. And for the first time, a lot of reforms are happening, which particularly is driven by the front line. When we say front line, it means wagons, among other things, but at the end of the day, health is usually the beginning of everything we talk about. If you can hear me right now, it's because your ears are working effectively. If you can sit wherever you are sitting right now, it's because your muscles are active. In fact, when
2 minutes more.
When you were speaking in the morning and talking about resources, I was looking at if they will mention human resource as actually the wealth of a country. The wealth of a nation is, yes, extractive industry is big, but the human capital is an Elon Musk in America, a Bill Gates in America, a Benga or Flutterwave in Nigeria. What a person can do is a function of how healthy they are. So please,
Give your indulgence to please give us some time. We're going to ask our own Dr. Omoni Ibieton, FNIPRO, to speak to us on APRA Mombasa 2025. Sir, you have 3 minutes. I mean 3 minutes.
70. And it is to focus on the unity of Africa and, of course, how we can use PR to be able to galvanize. We do APRA conference annually. However, we have chosen June this period so it coincides exactly with the 50th anniversary. So between 9th and 13th. The good thing also is that we are a few weeks away, but Kenyan visa it comes out in 48 hours. So it's still possible for people to go and connect with the processes. If you go to the website, you'll see the information that's available. This year we are looking at digital communication. How can Africa optimize? You remember my presentation in the morning? It talks about threats and how do we optimize the opportunities that is inherent in digital communication.
Somebody said 2.5. They know you can do it in 1 minute, but do it for us in 3 minutes. Thank you.
Unfortunately for you, I'm the one who are looking. We've designated in Nigeria, well, for even in all missions abroad, that the 15th of October will be Nigeria Reputation Day. We will have October 15th, we will have a summit in Abuja, and we expect that the chapters will also mark that day. Now, why are we doing this? I like the way the president puts it. He always talks about the fact that the reputation gate of Nigeria has been left unmanned for a very long time. And because of that, all kinds of things have wandered in and out. And he says that those gates, it's time for the gates to be manned. Now, who best to man that gate than public relations practitioners? And I'll tell you why. Reputation is built on trust. And as public relations practitioners, we are the purveyors of trust. Especially when you look at the recent Edelman Barometer, or recently launched Edelman Barometer. So, the vision of this body is to drive, shape, and of our board meeting on this. So, I thank you.
Balogun, FNIPR. Please, give her the microphone.
Check.
For the records, Dr. Ibieto, as soon as I told you I didn't get a letter, I just saw a letter from Arik, the president of APRA.
All right, thank you. That was fast. Please, next. There's a high hand up. Unfortunately, we don't have time for much questions because we're really running behind schedule. So just do that quickly. Thank you.
Good afternoon, everyone.
Good afternoon.
I want to ask the man from the Ministry of Health this question. How can we undo the opacity around the National Health Insurance Scheme?
How can we undo what?
The National Health Insurance Scheme is opaque. How can we undo it?
Okay, thank you.
We don't know the services that are paid for and those that are not covered.
Thank you. Health. Yes, hands, but I will just take, okay. I think she's the most willing. Thank you. Let's take you. All right.
Okay. Dear professional colleagues, my name is Gloria Du Oji. I'm from the Cross River State chapter. My question is to the Reputation Management Group. What's the place of behavior change in this drive to manage the Nigerian reputation?
You see, you can't snatch the microphone like that. All right. So let's hold it there and then allow our panelists to please respond. Let me start with Dr. Ibieto. It's like they didn't ask you, you all need to watch.
Yeah, what was the question, please? Okay, now, so quickly, if you need letters to be sent to your organization, since majority of us are actually operating in the public sector, if you want letters to be sent, the letters will still be sent to your organization indicating participation fee. I just said that typically, people think about how long it takes for the visa to come out, and I said it's 48 hours for Kenyan visa, so that shouldn't be a problem. It's still possible if
it becomes 2 billion. Sorry, 2 billion, but then imagine how much you can pull as resources. So the first thing we need to put across here is the most vulnerable part of the country. There is a program called Basic Healthcare Provision Fund, which is behaving like the Medicaid of America. So the Medicaid of America is, even if you don't have any money, in Nigeria today, the Basic Healthcare Provision Fund has set aside some money to buy care for you. And the National Health Insurance Agency, through the state health insurance agency, they buy for you what we call a basic minimum package of health care. Malaria testing, it can take care of blood pressure check, it can treat malaria, and also takes care of basic care for pregnant women. But when it comes to particularly when you buy from private providers, what is the bundle that you buy when you purchase? It's usually in the terms of what you are paying for. It's like every other transaction, right? The only thing the NHIA does is regulate the pricing. It also helps to regulate the quality of service that you get out there. So the first thing is in terms of the opacity. I think the opacity is part of the reasons that I'm here today. Nigerians don't even appreciate the essence of buying insurance, particularly any other form of insurance. Some weeks ago, a friend said he had an auto accident. I said, "What insurance do you have?" He said, "I was actually slowing down on getting insurance, then something happened." What Nigeria is trying to do now is enforce compulsory health insurance.
And we have the DG sector, and we have the DG here. The Nigerian National Marketing Institute, is that what they call it? National Institute of Marketing of Nigeria. In another 1 month, they have relations and leadership. And if the ushers are listening to me, please distribute them. They were supposed to have gone into their bags. Please distribute them. And there's one more thing that I'm going to please ask the Vice President to speak about. We have 2 publications, and you can have 1 copy each. It's about the public NIPR house. We have a publication on that. Please, can you just project? You have the 2, one University of Public Relations and Leadership, and the other one NIPR house screen. And then I'll hand it over back to our moderator.
Thank you very much. Thank you so much. Actually, we call it the Public Relations Place. That is the National Secretariat that we're building, and I'm happy that our landlord, who made it possible for us to secure space to build a radio house, the Director General, Federal Radio Corporation of Nigeria, is here. Dr. Mohammed Bulama, please may you stand up so we can clap for you. Our father, Mazi Okereke, we shake you to thank you on our behalf. And Salu, who is our first registrar, will shake you to ensure that it is fully registered. Thank you so much, sir. Thank you. We are very grateful. The building at the moment is, we have done the DPC. When we go back, we promise them a return that will provide them permanent accommodation there. We want to thank the FCT. Yes, and we're saying that for 62 years we had no permanent house. This is the permanent house God has made it possible for us to build. We are hoping that we'll deliver this, and that's why we have unbundled it. So you can own a place named after you. I think starting from maybe 20 million, 45 million, maybe 20 million, 45 million that you want us to approach. We'll write him, and of course we'll remember that you are the one who recommended such a person. Thank you.
Thank you, Vice President. Indeed, this is very generous. You are showing that it's open for us. Yes. Thank you very much. Please, find your place in this NIPRO place. It's a laudable initiative. 76699. Into the breakout sessions right away. I want to say thank you very much. You may please take your seats. Thank you. All right.
Thank you. Can we please clap for... Because some people, because of breakfast, they can say they are now youth. Well, the only youth that is allowed to join them is Dr. So advances will remain in this room. And then the business of public relations will go up. The business of public relations consulting will be by both Dr. Nkechi Alibalogun and Mrs. Tokwe Olorudero. I've seen her this afternoon. So if you want to know a lot more about consulting business, please join us upstairs. But the one on advancing government communication, what's it? Advances in government and regulatory communication will be handled by Mewada, Dr. Mewada. I'm happy. Only about 3 or 4 weeks ago, he got his doctorate. 6 weeks that he got his doctorate. And we'll also be joined by Hajia Miriam Sanusi. So please remain in this room. And the rest of us who want to talk about the business of public relations consulting, please go up one more step. That will be the end of...
Please, we should just get seated in the next 2 minutes, please. Let's be seated. Let's be seated. Seated. We need to start in the next 2 minutes.
So, Abdullah Mewada is your